Hello everyone, Crash here, this RTA Motorsports, and today we're going to be taking out my old 5900X CPU and dropping in this Ryzen 7 5800X 3D. In iRacing, are we going to see any lift in performance? I don't know. Am I making a mistake here? We're going to find out. Here we go. All right, everyone, so the reason why I'm doing this, even though I am very well aware there's a whole new platform out there for Ryzen and Intel, and this is kind of older technology now, this is last generation, but I am completely aware of that. The reason why I'm doing it is because I do have an NVIDIA RTX 4090 GPU in my system. The Ryzen 5000 series CPUs are not slouches by any means. Yes, they may be a little bit slower than the newest is nice, right? But that is not always the most economical decision out there. I already have a good motherboard. I have the Asus TUF series X570 motherboard. Can just switching out a CPU free up a little bit more headroom for my GPU so that way we could get more performance in iRacing. That's really what I'm trying to do here. When I did my video on my RTX 4090, check it out up above there, there was a lot of comments stating that my CPU was holding me back, that I really should look at the X3D, or some were even suggesting Intel. And I'm sure there are faster CPUs out there than obviously this one here or the one I'm running, but it's what I had, it's what we were kind of going with. Now, this CPU, the Ryzen 7 5800X3D, is frequently on sale on Amazon and other retailers now that it is a older generation CPU. Now, as you all may know, my system, I run OBS. I do a lot of things with Adobe as far as video creation. I am well aware the 5900X, being a 12-core, 24-thread CPU, is a better computing CPU. I am aware of that, but a lot of encoders now are actually pulling power more from the GPU than the CPU. I don't really need that extremely high core count CPU anymore, and really I just want to release some of that CPU headroom so that way my GPU can actually just run away with it a little bit more and probably get me some more frames. One of the new iRacing tracks that are out there, Motorland Aragon, I'm probably not really pronouncing it correctly at all, but that circuit is kind of what started this whole thing. I noticed I raced there not too long ago and my frame rates were horrible. I am, again, running a 4090. I do have triple 1440p panels as well as another screen on top that is monitoring the stream, and I'm normally streaming or recording at the same time. So I am aware that that is taking a lot of performance away from my gaming experience, but on the grid I was seeing 30 to 35 frames per second. That is unexcusable. That is pretty horrible. So I wanted to test real quick, can we get more frames out of just dropping in this pretty inexpensive CPU as compared to buying all new RAM, whole new motherboard, whole new CPU? I don't know. Let's check it out.
Pressure, it's stormy weather, lightning, thunder, pouring weather. Yo, I'm a go-getter, try to do it like me, but I do it better. I got a mind that's clever, the beast inside is competitive as ever. I'm conscious, my subconscious, an accomplice to me. I promise the darkness, I can honest believe. But don't cross me, I might lose control of the lost beast. He's locked away inside with the key control by fight or flight. And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate.
Okay, hopefully you enjoyed this quick test with the Ryzen 5800X 3D. Now, I did throw a few things in there. We did do the 3D Mark times by extreme. We had to, just to show that the 5900X is a better CPU. It is a better CPU. I'm aware it has more cores. You're gonna get a higher score. There's just no way around that. But it was very interesting when looking at an older title like Dirt Rally and just running the benchmark there and seeing that the frame rates were almost exactly the same. There was really not much of a difference there when running triple screens with the 5900X versus the 5800X 3D. Actually, the frame rates were almost exactly the same. I think only a frame or two different from one another. And I thought that was pretty interesting, especially when you compare it to iRacing. Now, this is the result I was looking for. Yes, I only tested it at basically the grid at Motorland Aragon. Yes, I know I only tested it on one circuit, but I have never seen frame rate so low in iRacing before than this circuit at the grid. So it is an AI race that I set up, and side by side you could see we got it's about a 20 frame increase just from throwing this CPU in there. Now, there are other titles I could test: Assetto Corsa Competizione, Assetto Corsa in itself, the new Dirt Rally. I know I could go into all those, but the reality of the situation is what actually sparked me doing this upgrade was that circuit in iRacing, and iRacing is frequently what I race. So what does this hopefully teach you all? Definitely upgrade or set up your system based on what you use it for. I don't use my system for 3D Mark and trying to get the highest score all the time, or overclocking or anything like that. My system is mainly used for streaming in iRacing. Now, I did have OBS going on this system, recording much like we normally do, or streaming much like we normally do, while we were running that test in iRacing. So that is a screen capture while OBS was going. So normally frame rates would be quite a bit higher than that when we would compare it to, you know, OBS being off and just iRacing. So that just goes to show how much more headway we have now with this CPU in there. So if you want to see me test anything else and you can compare it to your current system, definitely let me know in the comment box below what car, what track, what combination with other cars, and I'll gladly do so. Everyone, stay safe, stay happy, and I'll catch you all next time.